Welcome into the Josh Sadler Show for tonight's game over at Searles Stadium, the grand opening, taking on, of course, Chaparral High School tonight. Want to welcome you in to the show. Want to thank our good friends, Colin Mills and the family over at Modern Appliance, also Mr. Brad Buckley and his staff at the Killeen Veterinary Clinic, and the folks at Denali Roofing for their support of I-14 Sports. And Josh, I've talked to you a couple times, been out here and watched you a couple times, and I've really been impressed by not only the kids, the coaching staff, but the high level of intensity they've got. These kids are ready to play some football. They're ready to quit hitting each other. You can tell that when you scrimmage Temple. That was a good old-fashioned Killeen Temple football game. I don't care what you say about it. Welcome. How's it going? And tell me all about it, man.
Well, I appreciate it. Thank you very much. It's glad to be welcomed here in Killeen. It's about that time. I think everybody's hair's starting to stand up off their arms, and the electricity's starting to get really going here in Killeen, Texas, about football on Friday nights. Our kids are really, really excited, to go play game one. They've been working their tails off all summer. Of course, you alluded to it with the scrimmage that we had with Temple. And what we're trying to do here is we're just trying to bring some of that tenacity back to Killeen. I've heard the stories. I even sat down with Bob McQueen and talked to him about the old Temple-Killeen rivalry and the way the games used to go back in the day. And his words were that, Killeen was one of those teams that our kids really knew they were fixing to get their money's worth every single time we played, because they knew they were going to come out and be fast and they were going to be physical, just the same way that those teams in Temple were being coached to be as well. So, we're trying to get back to that mold. We're trying to get our kids to understand how to play hard for 4 quarters, not for 1, 2, or 3. We're trying to get them to play hard for 4 quarters and play with a different moxie about them, a different kind of confidence and air about them, and try to put other people in a position that they don't like being in. They're very uncomfortable with it. And, so it's going to take us a little time. I did see some good things in the scrimmage, and I think there's a lot to build on there.
A good mix of the old coaches you kept and the new coaches you brought in. A couple of guys that I've noticed out there, really high intensity. I know just the personality. These kids, I noticed when we had the thing over at the community center when I came out there, the family atmosphere, the Roof family atmosphere, that's there. You got talent in place. You got a pretty good little quarterback there in Roderick.
Yes, sir.
You got an offensive line that's huge. The defense is coming on strong. A lot of speed. Wide receivers everywhere. Not walking into a totally empty closet here, but
no.
There's a lot of talent here. You just put them in the right spots and just picked up the level of intensity, I could tell.
Right, yeah, and we're going to fly around it. And what I tell the coaches is every day is the kids are going to feed off us. If we go out there and we, we're halfway about things, and we don't go out there with intensity, we don't go out there with that savvy about us, and the kids aren't going to do it either. I think that in due time there's going to be a point in time when the kids will drive the ship, so to speak. But right now, we've got to bring the juice. We've got to bring the electricity as a coaching staff to get these kids to understand exactly where we want them to be every single day. And that's not just on Fridays. That's Saturday. It's Monday. It's Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. It's everything and how we do it. The preparation week and how we do things. Trying to get those kids laser beam focused for Friday.
Yeah, you got some talent on the field, that's for sure. A Chaparral, get a chance to go out there and watch them at their scrimmage against the Yellowstone Eagles. And, of course, Coach Hare's just putting those kids together and putting them in positions and seeing things. But I noticed in him also his mentality was he's coaching them up, but it wasn't the grabbing the helmet thing. It was the arm around them and saying, hey, this is what you did wrong. This is what you need to do next time kind of thing. And it seemed to build throughout the game too. So
yeah, and he does a great job. I mean, you can get on Google and YouTube his stuff and see that he does a great job with what he does. I mean, his offense is that slot T offense that you see, from Liberty Hill and some of those guys, where they fast paced to the line of scrimmage, snapping the football really fast. And he's got some good kids over there doing, they're trying to execute that offense. The big problem for him is he didn't know his kids until they got there in August, so he is trying to piece it together right now. And from what I could tell from the scrimmage, he's doing a pretty daggum good job with it. They got some good football players over there, and And it's just like anything else. It just takes a little bit of time to get them together, and that's what's scary about them. Those guys over there is give them enough time, they're going to be tough. They're going to be real tough, and they're going to be tough on us on Friday night. There, make no mistake about that.
Yeah, it's going to be going here at Leo Buckley, of course. A lot of construction going on around, and you're moving things around, and so that's something else you have to deal with. That's fun, but you're going to have brand new facilities. Your new locker room being built, and that's going to be a nice thing too.
Yeah,
so,
it's not a bad thing, to get your first job and you've got a brand new facility sitting there waiting on you. I wish we could be in it now. Of course, I'm a little bit greedy when it comes to that, but with a little bit of patience, we're going to be in that brand new facility. Thank you, Clean ISD. Thank you, Clean Texas, for voting for all that stuff. But it's going to be a great thing for our kids. It's going to give them that something to be very, very proud of. Not that this building here doesn't have a ton of pride in it, because 2 state championships were won in it, but it's going to give them something a little bit new. And we're going to try to bring some of the things that's in this building up there to that building, and try to keep those traditions and those thought processes going.
Yeah, we're looking forward to it. Once a Roo, always a Roo, they say around here. And of course, I grew up watching some great players on that field out there. And Leo Buckley, they say this is around here that's our whose house, Roo's house.
Yes.
Is that still the mentality?
It is. It is. We're going to try to make. We're going to try to at some point in time make people second guess whether they want to play the Clean Kangaroos. That's for sure. And it's not going to be with our schemes necessarily, but how we try to play the game, how physical we are, how fast we are. The big thing for me this year in year one is trying to get the defense right, trying to get those kids hungry and flying to the football. I mean, there was times you're watching film on Saturday and you saw 8 and 9 hats at the football, and that's what we're looking for. The days of watching kind of a solo tackle, or maybe 1 or 2 guys hustling the ball and 4 or 5 guys watching, those were over. We've really got to get these kids wanting to hustle the football. And once we get that type of stuff going with all of our levels of football, we're going to be okay.
Hey, we're looking forward to a great season with you. I'm glad to be working with you, and welcome to Clean.
Thank you very much. I'm proud to be here. I'm proud to be a Roo.